Welcome to BeerAmerica.tv. I'm Michael Tesoro. This is another On the Road segment. We're in South Deerfield, Massachusetts at Berkshire Brewing Company, where we're going to spend a little bit of time with co-founder Gary Bogoff.
Chris and I got together back in '92 to embellish our love of beer. We were both home brewers and made a lot of good beer in his father's basement. Our friends encouraged us to take it to the next level, and we were just crazy enough to do it. When Chris and I started, we were going to be a draft-only brewery. The reason for that was we didn't have a lot of capital. We couldn't afford bottling equipment or packaging, which is really a completely separate industry to brewing. There's one thing about making beer, and then there's another thing about packaging. After a month, Chris and I sat down and we realized that we weren't going to be able to cover the rent selling 4 kegs a week, so we decided that we had to go into bottling. And at that point, as I said, we really didn't have the capital to become automated, so we put together our own bottling system, which was a picnic cooler, tubes into the faucets. We would rinse bottles with our home brewing bottle rinser, and we were capping with our home brewing capper. And I've been a lot of things in my life. I was a contractor for many years, and I had a lot of people stop by to admire my work, but nobody ever offered to bring a bundle of shingles up on the roof for me or to help me install the window that I was putting in. But when it came to beer, it was amazing how many people wanted to help. And over the 10 years of brewing, we had volunteers come in, and for a couple of beers during the day, we'd buy them lunch and give them a case of beer to take home. We had people come in just about every week to help us succeed in being in the marketplace. Steel Rail was our flagship beer. Back in '94, we knew if we had done anything darker than Bud Miller and Coors, people around here probably wouldn't drink it. So we tried doing a bait and switch. We made them something that looked familiar but tasted completely different. Another one that we have here is our Cabin Fever Ale, and this beer is really a funny story. And what happened was one day one of my brewers was brewing our traditional pale ale and accidentally put Steel Rail hops into it. He was very upset about what he had done, and I assured him that everything would be okay because I knew the quality of the work was there, and I know that the ingredients were there, and we just had something we didn't know what it was. So I told him to calm down and let's ferment it out and see what it tastes like, and had our printer, print us out 500 labels or however many bottles we had made, and we called up our package store accounts, and they were very willing to try something new. We didn't tell them that it was a mistake. And the next thing you know, we're getting reviews like, "Oh, this is the best beer you guys ever made." Behind me are some used bourbon barrels, which are filled with a Baltic porter, which is something that we've never done before. And we also have a Scotch ale and some other ones. We just recently did an Imperial Stout, and this is a bourbon barrel Imperial Stout where the stout aged in the barrel for about 6 months for the second time. And by using the barrels over again, the bourbon is a little more in the background. You get a lot of nice vanilla flavor from the oak. A little bit of the oaky tannins come out, and it really mixes well with the complexity of the licorice and the toffee of the Imperial Stout to begin with. We don't filter or pasteurize our beer, so they're not organic in the sense of organic ingredients, but it's very organic in the sense that it's not processed. It's beer that they were making a couple hundred years ago, a couple thousand years ago. In our process, once the beer is done fermenting, which is at a warmer temperature, the beers are chilled and they're kept cold all the way through delivery. Balance to Chris and I is enjoyment. We feel that the marriage of hops and barley is a great thing in that they're there to accentuate each other. We're criticized quite often that we're afraid to use hops, and I kind of disagree with that. I think that we love hops with the passion that we want you to be able to taste them.
I'd like to thank co-founder Gary Bogoff and the rest of the folks at Berkshire Brewing for a great day today. If you have a special brewery that you'd like us to check out, drop us a line. I'm Michael Tesoro for BeerAmerica.tv, and we'll be seeing you on the road.